What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here. CGFIX. Your boy's about to show you how to replace a power steering pump on a 2006 Hyundai. This is the 3.8 liter motor V6, and we're gonna get right to it. It shouldn't be too hard. What I always like to do is look at the part, see what kind of bolts we're working with. I mean, like where their locations are at. So as you can see on the bracket, there's a bolt here, there's a bolt in there. That's most likely going to be a pretty difficult one, because you might have to get like a ratchet, an extension and a socket in there, or a long socket in there, but we'll see once we get there. And then it looks like we have the high pressure side for the high pressure hose, which I'll show you back there. And then the low one, it's right over here, which it has two bolts holding it on. And that looks like is about it. All the tools that I used for this this job, I used this for the bolt of the high pressure hose. I used this as a breaker bar a couple times. Used this for, I think, the 14mm bolts that hold in the power steering pump. I used this as swivel because there's the bottom bolt, it's like in a weird angle, so I used that. 17 socket, deep socket with a bunch of extensions that I used to break the 17 on the tensioner. Pliers, I used them for taking out the clamps on the hose. This right here, this magnet, this is the one I used to poke around and show you the video. And also when you drop things, this will be your best friend when you drop any sockets, bolts, whatever. And then a pry bar, just to, like, I don't know, pry things are in the way, or the belt, just move it out the way. And then the 916 was 14 as well. I used it for that bolt that's hidden that you can't see. This is the one I used. And then I used a longer one. I don't know where it is right now, but simple common tools, you know. Jack as well, make sure you have a jack stand. And without further ado, that's about all the tools we used. This is basically the end of the video, but you know, it's the beginning of the tools that you need. All right, let's get back to the video. Also, I can talk about the symptoms. So the symptoms this car is doing is it's losing power steering fluid. It's making a lot of noise, you know, and I'll turn on the car so you guys can hear the noise. And as well, sometimes while they're driving, the power steering will just cut out. So once I checked and diagnosed it, there's a bunch of oil leaking everywhere, you know, power steering fluid. Look, this is your reservoir right over here. Look, it's even missing a bolt. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty low in there too. But we're gonna turn it on so you can distinguish that's the sound of your power steering pump. You can hear right away, you can hear that power steering pump just squealing. I also want to mention that most of the noise was coming from the pulley of the tensioner, but as well, the power steering, when you turn left and right, was making the noise. And that belt looks like it's gonna run off right here. I gotta check that pulley as well. It looks like it's gonna run off this way. Here we go. We're gonna use my magnet as my pointer. All right, so as you can see, this right here, that is your high pressure hose line. And if you follow all the way down to the power steering pump, it will lead you to this side right over here. So that's how you know where your high power steering line is. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to be removing the wheel. So it's a 21 socket. I'm going to be using this right here, this demonstration, because not everybody got an impact gun. Or you can use a breaker bar and, you know, a wheel, one of those cross things, I forgot what they're called. Jack, you're gonna need a jack so you can jack the car up. But without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and unloosen these. And for this right here, what you're gonna do is use your pull from your jack and use it for leverage, so you can, because trust me, this by yourself with this, you're not gonna do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and unloosen this, and I'll be right back. I also want to point out, if you ever hear that sound, just stop. Just stop jacking the car up, okay? That's not a good sound, and that's why I stopped. There was a lot of rust down there as well, so it was only the point that I can get it at, because there was a lot of rust in that car. But hey, it worked, all right? Where it's at is fine. So let's get right back. We're going to be going and just basically removing the wheel. And I'm basically just looking for the tools and jack stands and stuff, and there we go.
Safety first. You guys don't want to hurt yourselves. I'm just going to place it there for now until I take the wheel off. Alright, and if you have an impact, even better. Alright. Oh, that one was a little too tight still. Alright, and another safety thing I like to do is put the wheel under the car. Now that you have the wheel removed, we're gonna get down here. Usually there's a plastic here, so as you can see, there's a cover, one clip here, probably maybe a bolt's missing there actually for that ABS sensor. There's usually a plastic here. Remove the plastic, all right? I don't know where it goes because I don't know where maybe the bolts or nothing's missing. Everything's missing. But you look, all this oil, all from the fluid from the power steering. It's not just from the power steering. There was major leaks in this engine. I replaced the valve cover in my last video if you check it out. And I also replaced, I believe, the oil. I did an oil change because the seal on it, whoever did the last oil change at a lube tech shop, didn't replace it, and it was leaking all the oil. This engine had no oil after inspecting it. Go proceeding, because you can see there's a bolt there for the bracket. Right up there, there's a bolt. So yeah, I'm gonna take the belt off and then I'll be right back. Does not look good. As you can see that belt right here, it's like slipping off that pulley. Either it could be that pulley or something else that's misaligned, or it could be the power steering pump itself making it do that. So we're just looking for the tensioner, and once I look for the tensioner, I'm gonna loosen the tension, remove the belt, and then get right to it. For the tensioner, you see this 17mm bolt right here. You have to loosen that bolt up. If you don't, you're never gonna be able to loosen the tension, and you might even break off where the actual tensioner socket goes. So you can you know, loosen the tension to loosen the belt. So I'm also gonna put a picture up just in case so you guys can see the difference. So I believe this is a 17 and this is a 17 or 19. We'll find out in a second. But I'm gonna need obviously both hands for this. I'm gonna loosen the tension and remove the belt. Well, I'm not fighting with it because I don't got my electric impacts here for the ratchets and stuff like that, and my other impact gun is dead. So this is what we're doing. 17 long socket, extensions all the way out, and then basically like a breaker bar. And you're gonna see I'm gonna loosen it up real quick. Just like that, it's loose. Alright, get back there. Alright, now that that's loose, I'm just gonna probably remove it. Nah, I'm not gonna remove it. That should give me enough to be able to loosen the tension there. And then let's see what the tensioner is. Yeah, the tensioner is, so this part right here, the top part where you actually, you know, to loosen the tension, that's gonna be a 19. The only logical way that I'm gonna do this, I'm actually gonna remove this line right here from the reservoir itself. I just want to say that if you're just replacing the belt, you don't have to remove this, because then you're gonna have a major leak with you know, power steering fluid. But I was replacing the power steering pump anyway, so did it matter to me at the moment? No. But with you don't have to if you're just replacing your belt. If I gotta kind of push it to the side as well, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, let's remove this line. So I got some needle nose pliers. Got that clamp out of the way. All right, and then so you won't destroy this too much, you kind of want to, I'm gonna get my other needle nose plier, but you kind of just wiggle this around and then pull it out. Obviously it's all moving around because somebody who worked on it last didn't put that 10mm bolt that keeps it in place. But anyways, let's remove that. Remember, if you don't drain this out, it is gonna leak like it is here, but since we got dirt on the ground, whatever. And yeah, so I removed this, and then I'm gonna, there's a clip here. Let me see if I can show it to you. There's a clip that holds on this line that you have to remove out the way, and then we're gonna snake it out down that way and just get it out of the way. If you follow that line all the way, it's gonna clamp on right there. So if you wanna go ahead and remove it from there as well, remove it. Again, just remember, oil is gonna leak right there, as you can see. I know we're still talking about removing this hose, but I just want to show you everything, you know, if you don't know what you're doing. You know, I'm also learning the process of some of these videos too, you know. Every day we're always learning something new. Look, I need a belt, I mean a boot on the axle. So let's remove this. You got the clamp backed up, you know, kind of wiggle this around, and there you go. Look at the mess we make, but that's part of the job. All right, oh, go ahead and set this to the side over here or something, and that's one thing out of the way. And then now I'm gonna go and did all that just so I can get some space in there. I know they have these tools that go here and, you know, twist and turn, but yeah, I'm working what I got. So if you guys like, share, and comment on all these videos, and, you know, keep helping your boy, give him a subscribe. We're trying to reach 3,000 followers. We could probably go ahead and buy more expensive tools and make our life much easier. Oh, that doesn't look good. Anyways, back to this. Let's go up there and loosen that tension. So once you got the 19mm socket on that tensioner, you're gonna go ahead and get, I got a ratchet that's this long, but you don't need a long ratchet like this. You just need a ratchet and a pry bar or something, because you're gonna have to put, you know, the tool there, where we at, the tool there, and then loosen the tension. So you're gonna need some type of pry bar or something that's sturdy enough to be able, unless you're strong and you're Archer Schwarzenegger, and you could do it just with that. So or the actual tool, they actually sell the tool for this. So but we're working what we got, so let's go. Now to loosen the tension, you want to go towards the dashboard, I guess, and kind of go like that. You can see, look at the belt lifting off. Now you're losing the tension. I would say I need both hands, but then once you put the tension that way, you slip the belt off. Here's my beautiful drawing. All right, so we got the alternator, that random pulley there.
It's not a random pulley, it's the idler pulley. I just didn't know what to say at the time.
Power steering, pump, the crank. All right, so basically it goes alternator all the way to the power steering.
I actually messed up the drawing, so it goes power steering over the water pump. I just love that I'm having a brain fart right now looking at this picture, because I know something's wrong. So I'm here trying to figure out what I did wrong, and then after, when I look over, I'm like, oh, I see what I did wrong, because I had to look up a diagram myself online. So that same picture you're looking at is the same picture I looked up.
Now that we got that all out of the way, the reason why I like to have the part right next to me is because now we're working. All right, so we got a bolt here. This one right here is kind of difficult to see because the bolt goes from the back in to it, and this one is pretty simple. It's right in, you can spotlight, you can see it. Same thing with the high pressure hose. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna go ahead and start removing that bolt right there, this one. After that one, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the top one, which is the power steering high pressure line. Where is it? Let me see if I can show it to you. You see that big bolt right there that's rusty? Probably like a 22, 21, I don't know, we'll find out. And yeah, remove those. So let me get a setup for you, and then to get the sweet spot, because that's kind of a tight spot there. So for this bolt right here, this is the setup that I use, the 14 with a swivel and then a ratchet. Just because it's like in a weird angle spot. Come on, focus. It's in a weird ankle spot, and just that little bit right there can get you that leverage to loosen it up. Once you have it loose, I have an extension with the swivel, and then I'm just turning so I can get it loose. You could do it 20 million different ways, but this is the way it worked for me, and it's making my life easy. I'm not fighting with the bolt, so by all means, work with what you got. I'm just letting you know what bolt, tools, and socket size this job requires for you to get it done and do it at home. Don't have to pay a local mechanic. Watch my videos, you know, do it for free and learn a thing or two. Maybe you'll like working on cars just like I do. This one's a pain in the butt. All right, so I'm gonna show you the one that goes here for the high pressure line, that goes right there. All right, the way I did it was I removed these two bolts for the high pressure where the bracket is, so I can, you know, have some space in there to put my arm. And you really have to go in there. I mean, let this thing focus real quick. Oh, come on, let it focus. Hold on, let me turn the camera around. All right, you really have to go in there. So you see the bolt, I really had to put your hand in there. Anyways, you'll have enough room, and I used the same exact tool. All right, and then you just loosen it up. That's it. That's all about it. So I already loosened the 14 millimeter bolt from here, and I loosened the bolt that goes here. Now we have to find this one
which is behind the bolt. The bolt head is going to be on this side, you know, being driven over here. So if you see a little stubby thing on this side, don't be scared. The bolt is on the other side. That's why. At first I was like, no way that thing is broken, and then I noticed that it was reversed. So let's go find this bolt, and then after that the power steering should just come right out. Use a socket because I tried, and the sensor that's right there, it doesn't give you enough room, and I wasn't trying to fight with it. So if you're not gonna fight with it, use this right here, baby. Don't fight it, just relax, cool down, and figure another solution out. Careful, because I understand sometimes you can't replace them because you don't have the money or whatever, but your pump should come with it. You got two washers. One goes on this side of the bolt, and then the other one goes let me see if you can see it. You see the other one that's down there, but the other one goes on the other side. So one goes on this side, then the line, then the washer goes on this side. If you don't put that, you're gonna have major leaks. So, but the new pump came with it, so just make sure you replace it anyways, because they get squished up, and then the old ones, you might have leaks if you put it on again. I don't know, but I always replace them anyways, no matter what. But I know if you do it at home, some people will just throw these on, and next thing you know, they have a leak. So because these get shaped up, like, you know, squished up once you tighten them. But yeah, all right, that's out. The way you're gonna find this bolt is the way it helped me. I kind of just put my finger where the stubby was at, and then went around and just went like this, and then it's all by field, and you're not gonna be able to see that bolt. And it is a size, I want to say it's a size 12 because that's what it felt like, but I think it's a size 14, but I'll get back to you on it once I remove it. I'm gonna lie to you, this little bolt is gonna give you some fight, but it can be done. All right, this is what I used. I used a long to break the tension off that bolt, and then I used a 916, obviously small 916, or you could use a 14. It's a tight squeeze. All right, it's a real tight squeeze, and especially because the exhaust heat shield is in the way. To put a socket, to put a ratchet, anything, is if you really want to do it with a ratchet, you're gonna go struggling. Just remove the heat shield. But I promise you, the only way, the easiest way that I found to do it after testing trials and errors, was these two tools. And then once you have it loose, you could just, you know, remove it. Remember, bring it up. So you go reverse, backwards, backwards. I'm gonna see if I can put the camera in for you so you guys can see. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but where the bolt is at. Alright? I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, once you got that bolt out, which it's almost out, I haven't took it all the way out, but you're gonna see this one already got a semi out, so it's already, that's already dropped off. And then this right here, you have to, if the other one doesn't come with it, you have to remove this and put it on the other power steering pump. Here's an old one. All right, I highly suggest removing this somehow while it's in there, or once you got it out, where you can play around and get to these bolts, because with this thing on, you're gonna fight all day trying to get it out of there. It was a pain in the butt with just removing it because there's little space. I was able to get it from the bottom and then squish it through you know, the boot right there and just pull it out. But with this thing in the way, yeah, there's no way you're gonna take that. I mean, there could be a way, but you're just gonna fight with it. Again, just make sure that if there's any seal like there, I think there's one there, or it wasn't one on there and it fell. I'll find out once I get the package with the gaskets and all that. But that's how you remove it. The most difficult part, I guess I would say, would be this bolt right here, because you can't see it, so it's all by field. Again, I went like this and was able to find the head of it. You have no room to put a ratchet or a socket, anything in there, because the heat shield's in the way. And the way that, if you want to bend the heat shield or just remove the heat shield raw, go ahead, be my guest. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful in any way. There's not a lot of videos of this specific vehicle. There's an 06 again, 3.8 V6 Hyundai, and if it helped in any way, just make sure you guys give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys like car content and you guys want to see more updated stuff. I will be starting a build series, so there's going to be a car that I'm planning on building, swapping an engine by the end of the year, and make some horsepower. So if that's something you're interested into, we are going to have a separate playlist of a build series of that car, and it's my own personal dream car that I always wanted to build. But with that being said, I appreciate for watching the video. Hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Your boy CGFIX, peace. Before I end the video, make sure you refill this. And then when you're refilling it, it's gonna bubble up until the airs come out. So leave this open, and then go side to side all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Well, I did it backwards, until you don't hear no more squeaking, no more air bubbles coming out of here. And once you're done, I do like 10 turns this way, 10 turns that way. Honestly, I just do it until it stops bubbling, and when it stops squealing, you know, and you know you did a good job. And then make sure that there's no leaks anywhere after tightening everything up. What else can I suggest? The last thing would be, just remember that the high pressure hose has gaskets, washers. So I have new ones over there. Remember, one goes here, one goes there. Those 2 bolts are 14 millimeters that hold the power steering pump. 17 for the tensioner. Move the belt away, move that out the way, and that's about it. But yeah, hopefully any of that helped. See you guys later. Peace.